Hello, welcome back to John Signs in the Basement, no matter how long it takes, and it will take a long time. Um, Life is good. um, it was a good Thanksgiving. Really I'm gonna be up against the wall on signing, y'all. It's pretty serious situation actually, because I've been working on making my situation a little more comfortable, making my shoulder and my elbow hurt a little less because I'm up against it. The challenge is that the book also has to be finished in addition to having the signing finished. So right now I'm going through this process called first pass, which is when proofreaders read the book, when it's finally laid out as a book. But I'm still making changes, just like things that I feel like are unclear or those, individual sentences I want to rewrite just because I'm not. Oh, almost a touchdown for the Colts there. Um, just little things that I'm really struggling with. And then I also have to do the signing. So like all weekend I've been working on the book itself, but then I got so far behind on signing, I felt like today I needed to sign. And I think everything's going to be fine. But we're going on vacation for a couple days, which is probably a mistake to schedule a vacation during this part. Mary just became a Womble enthusiast. Thank you, Mary. Probably a mistake to schedule a vacation during this stressful moment, but we're doing it. So I've got 27 boxes left, and I basically have to do that in 27 signing days. So that's 3,000. Fat Vegan Slim says it's time to lock in. That's 3,000 a day, about a little more than 3,000 a day. So so if it's 3,000 a day, Liverpool did have a nice win, Matt. If it's 3,000 a day, that just means it's lock-in time, because that's about 6 hours a day. So every signing day for at least 27 days out of the next 35 days, I've got to spend at least 6 hours signing. Some of that time can be at night, but a lot of it's going to have to be during the day, just realistically. So I'm a little stressed. I don't usually find signing stressful, but I let myself get behind a little bit here. So I'm a little stressed. Got about 46,000 done. Oh, look, Jenna just became a Wimbly Wombly co-owner. Got about 46,000 done, which is great. But the goal was to be at 50,000 by the time I got to December 1st. And if I'm not mistaken, it is December 1st. So I'm about a box and a half behind from my goal. Yeah. As far as first pass goes, Sarah and I always like read my books one last time together. So like we hand the piece of paper from back and forth to each other, and that's when she leaves all her final comments, and I look for corrections and typos and stuff. And we're in the second half. It's been not a lot of typos, but like a few things that are pretty much expected. A few things that were pretty much expected. Like you're always going to have some problems with first pass is also about like bad breaks and stuff. So like you're looking for, how sometimes because the rows are aligned, there is an audiobook version of Tuberculosis. Everything is Tuberculosis. You don't have to donate anything. There's an audiobook version. It comes out the same day as the regular book, and it's narrated by me. So you don't have to worry about that. You can just buy one, and they're like $15 or something. So first pass is when like the book is finally laid out, and you have to look for things like bad breaks, because I don't know if you know this. How do you maintain version control? Andy, that's a great question. But with this, I'm the only person looking at it right now. And then it all goes back to the editor. So right now, I'm the only person looking at it. Or Sarah and I are the only people looking at it, which is why we don't have very long to look at it, because the expectation is that we'll get our corrections in quickly. But it's laid out as a book, and so you now see all the stuff that you need to see it as a book, which means that because both it's aligned left and right, like it's justified left and right, like all the lines end in the same place in books, as opposed to like most Word documents. Sometimes they have to break a word in the middle of the word, right? So like my great uncle who died of tuberculosis, his name is Goodrich. Well, there's a a program that breaks Goodrich in the middle of a word so that it can be a justified line, but it might break it in the wrong place. For example, that happened. It might break it at go because it sees two different vowels, and it's like, oh, okay, that's probably where to break it. But actually, you have to break it at good. Little things like that, along with some typos. Like a couple times when entering corrections, I entered a double comma. Oh God, the Colts defense is so bad. It's just so bad. I don't know what to say about the Colts defense situation. Yeah, so I'm fixing stuff like that. Not big important things, but things that if the book comes out with those mistakes, it looks really amateurish and it doesn't look good. And it pulls people out of the reading experience. You never want to have a typo, not because like there's something wrong with typos, but because it pulls people out of the experience of reading and makes them think that's a typo. So like it's something I worry about a lot. There were a lot of typos in my early books. I have fewer now, or at least up to now I've had fewer, but I'm definitely worried about it. And at the same time, I'm like preternaturally worried about the signing. Is that the right word? I don't know. I don't know why I'm so worried about the signing, but I am. It feels like it's going to be right up against the line. So yeah, stressful time. A lot of work at the moment. Plus, the Colts are not playing very well. They're winning, but they're winning against a bad team. And I don't know how much longer they're going to be winning for if they keep playing like that. So anyway, my Thanksgiving. Thank you. I'm sorry to sound stressed, Sarah. My Thanksgiving was great. We had lots and lots of people over here. We had like 22 people, I think. So it was lovely. Our best friends were here. Lots of grandparents, lots of kiddos. It was a great mix of people. It was really nice. I've been listening to a podcast called The Rest is History. That's been fun while I sign. But I just have to, this is always the hardest part. Like I might not make a video on Tuesday because I'm so up against this deadline, but like this is always the hardest part. The part where you're saying the weird thing about writing a book, and like I'm incredibly lucky to be able to write books and to be able to write them for an audience, and I mean it is literally my dream job. But the weird thing about writing a book is that the Patriots have scored a touchdown. You genuinely have to say goodbye to it in order for other people to say hello to it, if that makes sense. Like there has to come a time when this thing that's been yours for years and years, that you've been able to play with, that's been your source of kind of private joy and private curiosity and all that stuff that like has been your intensely private thing that you've done. You have to stop doing that, and you have to go through this weird process where instead of it being yours, it's not yours at all. Like it's the opposite of yours. You give it to other people and then it becomes theirs, and they can do whatever they want with it, right? They can read it really generously and make it into a better book than it is. They can read it ungenerously. Maybe it's not a good book. Like there's so much that you don't know. The Patriots score has been taken away from them. So that's nice. There's so much that you don't know about the way the book will be received. And so there's two anxieties for me. There's the anxiety of like this thing that's been the thing that I've loved for, you know, the last 3 years, that's been my companion, that's been my my place to share my thoughts, that's been almost like a way of thinking for me, is not going to be there anymore, which is a little bit of a sadness, not the biggest sadness in the world. And obviously it's worth it because the joy of giving it to other people is a real joy. But nonetheless, it's a real it's a thing. You know, it's a real thing. And then you combine that with the stress of, well, not only are you saying goodbye to this plaything that you've had for the last 3 years, but also you can never touch it again. And now everyone else is going to judge the plaything and be like, this was good, or this was bad, or this is helpful, or this is not helpful, or like, this is misleading, or whatever. So yeah, I got a couple anxieties at the moment, but my life is good. My life is really good. I have a ton to be grateful for. So that's also what I like about Thanksgiving, is that it's a gratitude holiday. You know, it's a day when we focus on our blessings and the blessings that other people bring to our lives, and that's something I really do enjoy about Thanksgiving. So I've got about 46,000 done. That puts me about 2 signing days behind where I wanted to be, which is not that many signing days in the scheme of things. So maybe I shouldn't stress out about it too much. And I think the Colts are going to give up another field goal. So they're going to still be winning, and probably enough. So that's nice for the Colts. I root for the Colts both because I'm from Indianapolis and because I have a friend on the Colts, Kylan Granson, and I root for my friend Kylan. It's fun to root for him. He's a great guy. All right, let's see if the Patriots make this field goal. I think that they probably will. They did. All right, let's stack them up, see how we're doing. Pretty good. We did not have any Thanksgiving blow-ups at the table, which is nice because it is definitely a diverse crowd. Intergenerational, you know, lots of different kinds of people outside our family, etc. But no blow-ups. Everybody was super respectful, and the conversation was good. Played some games. Sarah had printed out some poems about gratitude, including that great E. Cummings poem. I thank you most for this amazing day. How many Diet Dr. Peppers does it take to sign 100,000 pages? I try to limit myself to 1 per day. So about 60, I would say, because I think it's going to be about 60 days of signing total. Yeah, it was really nice Thanksgiving. We had a good Black Friday. Good Store had a good Black Friday, which is a relief. Still a ways to go in the holiday season to see how the year is going to turn out, but a good Black Friday is a big deal for an e-commerce company. It's weird how much that stuff matters. Like, it's just weird. It's weird that that's part of my life now. I don't know how I feel about that, but it matters a lot. What else happened this weekend? Kids are enjoying being away from school. They're both nervous about finals, but they're enjoying themselves pretty much right now. Played some video games, had some good time together. Fair amount of visiting with the grandparents, which is always nice. You know, so I try to explain to the kids they can't know what a blessing it is to have grandparents because they've always had them, but it is a real blessing. So I try to emphasize that for them. We played Ticket to Ride. We played this really terrible game called Mount Cleverest, which is like a trivia game, but it's really bad, and like nothing against the people who wrote it, because I used to write trivia and I wasn't very good at it either, but the trivia writers were not very good. Yeah. So it was a lot of like, it's a true false game, but it's hard to know where the answers weren't always very accurate, I would say. We played, and then we play like card games. We play like this card game called Presidents that the kids like to play, which is a really bad card game objectively. It's rigged in the way that like the economy is rigged, so that it benefits people who already have resources and who are already successful. And but the kids love it, man. They love playing Presidents, and I enjoy it. I'm pretty good at it, so it's easy for me to enjoy. I don't think I have played Skull King. We do play euchre. We play a lot of euchre, but the kids don't know. The kids don't know euchre, so they kind of know euchre, but like they don't enjoy it as much as we do. They enjoy Presidents. Is Good Store like on thin ice or something? No. I mean, look, every company is on thin ice in the sense that, you know, it's a hard thing to make work. But no, Good Store has been able to donate over $1 million this year. It's less than last year, which is a concern. But I think the company in general is getting toward healthier footing, so that's good. The Colts have just given up an interception. But yeah, it's just like this week defines a lot of how a company does when it's a direct to consumer model. Oh, I never yell at anyone when I play euchre. Sometimes I point out that maybe we could have made a better play there as a team, but it's a team game, man. I think euchre is a game where people yell at each other because they drink while they play it. And I don't think euchre is the problem. I think it's the alcohol. Yeah, we play a lot of Uno too. Uno is a great game. It's pretty easy. It works for multiple generations. Like old people know the rules and kids know the rules, so that's nice. Yeah, we had the food was great. Our mom makes an amazing turkey. Sarah made crushing mashed potatoes. It was great. It's just a small matter of having to sign my name 56,000 times in the next 30 days, which is something, to be clear, I'm very grateful to be able to do. Nikki says Uno makes them evil, which I get that. The other day I was playing Uno with Alice, and I I Uno'd her, like she was down to one card and I yelled Uno the minute she put her second to last card down. And Sarah was like, "Why'd you do that? She's 11." And I was like, "Because I want to win." they're not 6 anymore. Have I ever played spicy Uno? No, I do not know the rules of spicy Uno. That sounds, based on my limited understanding of the colloquial use of the word spicy, quite dangerous. Yeah. No, she can compete. She wins all the time. Oh man. Well, now the Colts reverse have Hank start signing books. That's a good idea, Jose. I really like that idea. I'll have Hank start signing books. I'll call him and say, Uno reverse. All right. I'm going to go ahead and lock in for a little bit. After I was critical of the Colts defense, they've actually played very, very well. So I apologize to all the members of the Colts defense for being critical of you in a moment of frustration. It's not who I want to be as a person. Now this guy's going to attempt a 54-yard field goal. Miss it. Uh-oh. He made it. Well, it's 9-7. That's not the worst outcome you can have from a really bad first quarter. Liverpool won today, which was lovely. I watched Liverpool play Man City, and they won pretty comfortably, actually. It's really fun to watch Liverpool play football right now. It's it's a beautiful game, even no matter what football team you support. But it is more fun when your team plays really open, flowing football like Liverpool do. But now they play with also control. So there's a little bit less recklessness. Have I visited the TB huts inside Mammoth Cave, Kentucky? I have. People were obsessed with what kind of air might be good for consumptive lungs. That was kind of the strategy for treating consumption in the late 19th, early 20th centuries, really up until the antibiotic era. And sometimes people would recommend ocean air, sometimes they'd recommend mountain air, sometimes they'd recommend the thing that all these places had in common was they were recommending some form of rural air, open air. The idea being that, on some level, you needed clean air, because that's what people weren't getting in cities, which is where they seem to be getting consumption the most. And so one of the things that some people recommended was cave air. And so there are these TB huts in Mammoth Cave that are really interesting. Most people did not recommend cave air because most people believed the air also needed to have sunlight, that sunlight was a kind of and could heal the lungs through the skin. And so most people were recommended to be outside as much as possible, in the sun as much as possible. That's why a lot of people went to the Southwest, especially to Southern California, kind of remaking Southern California. TB is part of the reason Hollywood is in Hollywood. And but also out to Arizona, New Mexico. TB is part of the reason New Mexico became a state, because New Mexico actively recruited white people with tuberculosis. In New Mexico at the time, welcome Carly to being a Wimbly Wombly co-owner. New Mexico had all the institutions for statehood in the 30s, but the U.S. Congress, then as now, was not the most progressive place, and did not want New Mexico to become a state because it had relatively few white people and relatively few people who spoke English as their first language. And so they wanted to keep it a territory. And so New Mexico was like, all right, well, if we recruit a bunch of white people, it'll be easier to become a state. And they had this sort of organized campaign to bring in consumptives from around the country and offer them world-class care, or what was world-class at the time anyway. And it worked, and New Mexico became a state in 1947. That's one of the stories that I tell in Everything is Tuberculosis, my new book that comes out on March 18th, and that I'm signing copies of right now. All right, let me show you what we've done so far today. I actually did 1,500 before I was on stream, but I think I have to do like try to do like 5,000 today. I have to do as much of this box as I can in the hopes that that I can, because I'm barely going to be able to sign it all this week because of the other deadlines. Oh, Kylan! Oh, they passed it to Kylan and he didn't get it. Oh God, was it a drop or was it a bad pass? Oh God. I need to see a replay, please. He almost had it. He had one hand on it. I guess they're not going to show a replay. Well, I'm going to say that it was a bad pass. I didn't get to see it closely, but it looked like a difficult pass to catch. And first down, Colts. First down and more. Okay, that's great. Kylan gets to stay on the field. Great, great, great. Great job, everybody. What's going to be at the top of my Spotify Wrapped? Well, I use YouTube Music. I'm the last YouTube Music listener. It comes free. I feel like we shouldn't have a Spotify account in this family because we have YouTube Premium, and YouTube Music comes free with YouTube Premium. But the kids are like, YouTube Music sucks so bad. But I like YouTube Music. It makes me happy. It's what I need. It gives me the things that I can listen to every song on it. I like it. I like YouTube Music. And as for what I will be the top of my YouTube Music, it'll be a weird mix of like Mountain Goats and hip hop music. So like I'm probably one of Snow the Product's most listened people. There's a great young rapper named Sophie Hunter from Brooklyn that I like a lot. Kendrick Lamar. I won't be in like Kendrick Lamar's top 1% because Kendrick Lamar has such hardcore fans. Come on. That's gotta be a flag. It is a flag. All right, great news. The Colts are going to get the ball further down the field. They're still moving. The new Kendrick Lamar album is incredible, in my opinion. It's like a 9 out of 10 album, and I really, I'm really fond of it, and I'm fond of Kendrick in general as a rapper. I think he's a brilliant. Like, I think he's a genius. So yeah, those are some of the people who will be in my Spotify, my YouTube Wrapped, if YouTube even does a YouTube Wrapped. I've listened to a fair amount of Chappell Roan this year too, and a fair amount of Taylor Swift. I listened to Taylor Swift, the Eras playlist a lot, because I knew I was going to the Eras tour, and I wanted to like respect that opportunity and make sure that I could like sing along with Alice to most of the songs. I mean, also I love Taylor Swift, so it wasn't like a chore or anything. Those are some of the people I listen to. Second and 12 for the Colts. All right, it's Michael Pittman Jr., and it's going to be third and about 1. Oh yeah, first down Colts. Now this is where you pass it to Kylan Granson, if you want my opinion. I think you pass it to Kylan Granson. Big number 83 there. I think you put him on the edge and you pass the ball to a wide open Kylan Granson for a touchdown, giving him his second touchdown of his career. That's what I think you do. If you want my opinion on what play to call, I think you call touchdown to Kylan Granson. Curtis asks if I have any worry about RSI. I don't really, just because and they're going to run it with Anthony Richardson and score a touchdown, which is not as good as passing it. It's still really good. All right, the boys are now up 14-9. It's good. The reason I don't have a lot of worry about repetitive stress injury is that I went to physical therapy a lot when I started doing this 12 years ago. And they kind of taught me how to do this in a way that doesn't actually involve much pressure on any of my on any part of my arm. The thing I worry about more is this arm, the arm that does this, because that's actually a pretty big motion, and I feel it in my elbow sometimes. But I mean, knock on wood, I haven't had any problems this time around. Except, I mean, my elbow and shoulder will start to hurt after a while, but then I just stop signing. I'm a little worried that if I'm signing 3,000 copies a day for 27 days, I might put myself into a little scotch of trouble. But how many is that? What's 3 times 27? That's too many, right? I don't understand. This is what I don't understand. There's 27 boxes back there. 27 times 3 is like 54. Well, I guess that does make sense. 54, right? 27 times 3. No, 27 times 3 is like 75. It's 81. I don't understand how there's 81. There can't be 81,000 sheets back there, right? Because I'm looking at 48,000 sheets or 47,000 sheets. So this is part of why I'm stressed, is that I just don't understand why there are still so many sheets to sign. Because if there's 27 boxes that have 3,000 each, that's 81. Yeah, that's 81,000. So like, no wonder. No, I'm doing 100K. I mean, they might have sent me too many. They might have sent me like 10,000 too many, but I don't think they sent me 30,000 too many. If they did, I'm going to be very annoyed. I almost want to call Julie and ask her. I got to just trust that this is going to work out. I got to trust they sent me the right number of sheets, and then I'm going to be fine, and then I just need to sign them. I don't think there are 2,000 per box is the thing, because every time I open a box, there's more than 2,000. Like, this is definitely 1,000. And this, if you add all these together, is definitely more than 1,000. So there was at least, like, even not counting the ones that I've signed, there's still more than 2,000 back there. Like, I know, I'm almost positive what 1,000. My UPS delivery guy did get mad, actually. He was really annoyed. He was actively annoyed with me. And I don't think this was his first rodeo with me either, because he was annoyed. And I felt bad, but like, what are you going to do? Like, I don't know what else to do. Chemists count by weight. You could weigh 1,000 sheets and then know how many you have. It's a good idea. Anyway, I'll get it figured out another time. But for now, all I know is that I got to keep signing. However many left there are, I have to do them. There's no like other option. So just keep swimming. Cult situation. Trust but verify, Amy Jo says. That's good advice. Maybe I'll just give Julie a quick call. Hank Green texted me. He's so funny, my brother.
Hi.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
You're on stream, just so you know.
Oh, hi.
So I'm counting real quick. I'm counting how many sheets I've signed.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that I've signed like 46, 47,000 somewhere in there. But I still have 27 boxes back there.
Okay.
And 27 times 3 is 81, which would mean that I've got 125,000 sheets here.
Uh-huh.
Is that possible?
You may recall I sent you extras just in case for spoilage and whatnot.
You sent me 25,000 extra?
We did talk about this, yeah.
Okay. Well, that's super clarifying. It makes me feel less crazy.
Yes, feel less crazy.
And you need me to do
feel more crazy that you don't remember talking about it, but yeah.
So it's about 125 total.
Yes, that sounds right.
Okay.
That sounds accurate.
Okay.
You are not crazy.
Okay. I mean, I believe that we talked about it. I don't think I had it in my head that they'd already come. But this is all there is.
Yes.
I just got to do this. Okay. Did you have a good Thanksgiving?
Or not, but
no.
legitimately, they're extras.
Okay. When you say or not, you don't mean that though, right?
I kind of mean it.
Okay. It wouldn't be the end of the world if I didn't get all of them done, you mean?
Correct.
Oh, that's good to know. Okay.
I can't lie to you and tell you you're counting wrong.
No. That's fine. It's better to be honest with me. So, but you'd like all of them, but you don't need all of them.
Correct.
Okay. All right.
Accurate.
Okay. Did you have a good Thanksgiving?
Yes. I did.
Great.
How about you?
Yeah, it was good. I'm very stressed.
I know.
Because of first pass and everything, but we're making good progress.
I did not get
Oh, you didn't. Did you get an email?
No. But
I,
let me, you know what? Let me look one more place because I think I checked like if it got caught. But
yeah.
I'll double check.
Okay. Yeah, I
It
sent it.
shouldn't have, but I will, and I did check. But let me check again.
All right, I sent it to Penguin Random House. It said it sent, but I definitely do not know how to use Adobe Acrobat, so I wouldn't be totally surprised if there's still an issue.
Okay. Well, we'll figure it out.
I would say on average, it's one thing, 2 sentences so far in the first 110 pages I have to rewrite, and
wait, say that again.
I'd say on average it's one thing per page.
Okay, that are rewrites or
no, that are like fixes, errors or fixes.
Okay, and how many of those are subjective and how many of those are errors?
Oh, I would say most of them are subjective.
Okay.
And then I'm not. Those 2 pictures I don't like where they're at.
Well, that's the point.
I know. So there's little things like that I'm stressing out about, but that are probably fixable. And then
it's the nature of the beast. It's supposed to be.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be looking at that now.
Right. So there's some bad breaks, some breaks I'm concerned about. One sentence I don't love, I feels extra, things like that.
Oh yeah, but that's normal.
Yeah, I don't think it's abnormal. I think it's what it usually is. It just feels tight in my mind.
Yeah, don't worry. But yes.
Okay.
But yes.
The breaks are actually pretty good. I don't know if AI has gotten better at detecting bad breaks, but or if Anna just caught all of them, but it looks good. There's only a couple. There's something weird happening with the relationship between footnotes and punctuation.
What?
Yeah.
How so?
It creates an extra space and it goes. Right now they're going before the punctuation and then space and then punctuation and then space.
Oh, well, that's easy to fix.
Oh yeah. No, that's like at least 10 of the things. There's 2 sentences I don't love, both in the fashion section where I just like have overworked the sentences to the point that they're just, God damn it, fucking Colts. That they're just sorry to curse. They're just not good. So I'm just gonna fix it.
Okay.
But other than that, I haven't seen anything.
Well, that's not bad.
Yeah. I think it's about what you would expect.
All right, good.
Yeah.
So some of those break issues are being caused by the random footnote issue?
No, I don't think there's very few break issues. I don't love breaking on the first line, and I know that's super annoying, but like, you know how like the first line is a different font than the second lines in the chapter?
Oh, yeah, well, we can change that.
I love breaking a word there, but it's hard not. So I've fixed the ones that are easy to fix, and then we'll do anything else.
The other thing is we can change it from the whole line to like a phrase, as is often the case.
Yeah,
it would be cleaner.
I like the whole line. I think it looks really good.
The line looks nice as a balance of the chapter ornament.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think it looks nice. Oh, you know, one thing I did catch on the very first page, there was an error.
Oh no!
It said introduction :
It did.
Yep. Introduction :
you should probably blame me for that.
Stokes and Gregory, and I was like, oh, I actually caught an error. There's a few places where I misinputted stuff, you know.
Yeah. All right, but this sounds all fun.
Yeah. There's nothing at the paragraph level that I'm concerned about at this point, but I still have 80 pages to go.
And it doesn't surprise me that some of the sentences you're seeing are where you're seeing them.
Exactly. I think that it's where I've been fiddling the most in the last 6 weeks.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay.
All right. Well, good. That makes me feel better, actually.
Good. Okay. Well, I am still hopeful to get this to you by Tuesday. I think I'm going to skip my video this week and just hopeful to get it to you by Wednesday. Wednesday. That is my goal.
Yeah.
Right. Good. I like to beat a deadline. Dr. Tefera got back to me.
Yes.
And it was good news.
Good.
Except that I have to change his name 600 times in the manuscript. But other than that, it was great.
Well, again,
I have an answer.
You have an answer, and that's a universal shift that's more easily located.
Yep. All right, man. Just wanted to check in. Glad to know about this 125,000 thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. You're not. You've lost neither your mental capacities or your ability to count.
All right. Perfect. I'm gonna try to do all of them.
All right.
Okay. All right. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Okay. No lepto, but it's great to be with you and DFTBA. And I feel better after talking to Julie. And thank you to whoever figured out that that was 81,000 so that we could get the number right. Okay. Bye, DFTBA. Thank you, Kimmy, for modding.